Sorry about that, Cancer. Let's just jump right back in. I had to go pick my car up from getting some maintenance done on it. All right. When the key shows up, pay attention to what it is pointing at. This can be an indication of something necessary or important to your success. It can open up what needs to be revealed. What is behind the key may remain locked and inaccessible for now. Page of Wands energy, adventuring energy. That's okay. Patience, Iago. These can be thought of as traps to be avoided or things to let go of. Look for the nearest cards to see what is most urgent in your reading. The key points out what you will need most to succeed in your current question. Okay. So for us, it's pointing the Three of Pentacles, the Chariot. I mean, that's probably it. So teamwork, focus on team building, team aspects, collaboration, support, asking others for their opinions, being open to hearing other people's opinions, etc., etc. All right, let's get into Moonology. Void of course, Moon. There it is. In a form of astrology known as Hooray, where an astrological chart is cast according to when a question is asked and decoded, a void of course means nothing will come of this matter, or this situation will bear no fruit. This may or may not be good news depending on what you are asking. For example, if you are worried about something, whatever it is, this card can be taken as a sign that there is nothing to worry about. However, if you're asking about a new project of any kind, including a new relationship, it's a sign to adjust your expectations or change things so you get a different outcome. Remember, the cards can only predict what you are currently creating, and you can change that with both your behavior and your beliefs. I trust in my highest good. That's the affirmation for this card. I trust in my highest good. I trust in my highest good. Additional meanings for this card. The chances of something are diminishing. Something better may be around the corner. That's what is here for us. Believe that you will get what you need. Also claiming that. Surrender to the divine. Claiming that as well. Take time out, meditate, and contemplate. The main definition of a void of course moon is when the moon won't make a major connection with any of the planets until she enters the next sign. The best thing you can do is to get, when you get this card, is to chant the Sanskrit words Om Namo Narayani, which mean I surrender to the divine. A void of course moon is time to just be. We are in the middle of a retrograde as well, so any starting new projects is not ideal, especially with this card coming out in your relationships. That's not to mean that if you've been working on something for a really long time, you shouldn't continue working on it. You shouldn't put it out if you've had plans to. Golly. It's just not an ideal time to get into a new project, to start a new project. All right. Let's do our metaphysical cannabis deck. This is what it looks like. You can get it directly from her Instagram page. Her name is Maggie Wilson. Metaphysical AF, I believe, is her Instagram handle, but there's her name at the bottom somewhere. There it is. Maggie Wilson. All right. Let's go ahead. What do we get for this one? Family. Let's see. What page? 121. In this card, we see the next 7 generations reflected in a mirror that stands before a couple who hold a child in their arms. The child's spirit refracts into a multitude of future beings who have the wisdom of their ancestors. We who sit. Wait. We who sit. The child spirit refracts. Sorry, I want to show you the imagery. It's kind of hard to see because my camera won't focus there. Do it from back here. Into the light. The child spirit refracts into a multitude of future beings who have the wisdom of their ancestors. We who sit with the cards today. The couple has a look of grace and confidence, knowing that they can change the perception of the world with the proper vehicles of delivery. The mirror is wrapped in cannabis leaves and flowers to showcase how this guide works through lifetimes. Crystals line the bottom of the mirror, and we see the fruition of the future self card. Oh, I see the baby in the mirror. I was like, I don't see them holding a baby, but they are. You can see it in the reflection. Definitely very heavily kid influenced. I feel like that is your focus, your children, your legacy, what you are building for them, what you are leaving behind for them. But I definitely feel this empire energy that you are working towards. That's kind of where your vision is. Okay. The sun and moon are carved into the frame to showcase how the future will be full of light, yet will still have some dark days only illuminated by the moon. Omo appears when the subject of family comes up and reminds you that we are all born with a family. They may not be exactly who we wanted, but they are who we need to evolve from this human experience. You could be thinking a lot about your role in your children's lives. Thinking a lot about starting a family if you don't have children yet, about expanding your family if you want to add to it. Faye, misunderstandings. Mercury retrograde, not surprised. The standard operating procedure for fairies is to be mischievous, devious, and playful to a fault, and for this reason they are often misunderstood. To them, they are simply living their lives as they always have and doing what is natural for who and what they are. You have pulled Faye because there has been a misunderstanding in your situation. Perhaps a miscommunication has occurred, or someone is failing to see your point of view. Everyone has a different standard operating procedure, but different doesn't always mean wrong. Consider how you can be more compassionate for people involved in this situation. You don't have to agree, but making space for opinions of others can and often does diffuse any tense situations. You'll be surprised what you can learn by being a better listener, and may even find that all involved have been chasing the same thing the whole time, but just in a different way. The same is true if you are experiencing an internal struggle. Give any emotions you are experiencing time for expression. Very well. I do feel like, again, this is like a managing of expectations between you and maybe another person. Maybe they told you exactly what their intentions were, what they were looking for. But you maybe didn't clearly state yours. Maybe you kind of said a half-truth, if that makes sense. Maybe you said something along the lines of you weren't ready to date, but you also didn't say the other half of that, which is I also don't want to fuck around just to fuck around, right? You just want to keep to yourself. You don't want to have like flings or anything like that. Or maybe you do, but I don't know. I don't see it for you right now. But maybe there was some sort of like half truth communicated. Okay. Let's see. Where's it? Oh, gazelle. This is earth or fire? Fire energy? Yeah. Heightened awareness and ability. Vulnerability. Vulnerability. Okay. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hypervigilance, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all the predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. When in balance, graceful, perceptive, artistic. When out of balance, food allergies. What? That's weird. Insomnia, racing mind. To bring into balance, yin yoga, a cozy home, good food. Ooh. It is Taurus season. They do love them some good food. Embrace it. Lean into it. Get cozy. All right, now we're moving on to Care, our Cancer crab card. This card represents self-care and navigating the sea of strong emotion. If the hummingbird card represents the sun within this deck, then the crab is the moon. In Western astrology, the crab is affiliated with the star sign Cancer, whose ruling heavenly body is the moon. In Rudyard Kipling's Just So stories, a giant crab makes the sea rise and fall, just like the moon's power over the tides. The moon is often associated with strong emotion, the soul, energy, and feeling. The crab card symbolizes the ebb and flow of strong emotion and taking control of the tides of feeling, whether they are calm seas or destructive tsunamis. Crustaceans live in a casting of thick armor which guards them against predators and the potential violence of the water around them. This card is a symbol of empathy, therapy, and self-care. It urges you to recognize the destructive forces of negative emotion and take steps to guard yourself against them. The crab is a reminder not to allow strong waves of emotion to overtake you and destroy you, but to ride the waves and find your safe harbor. This card may also represent those born under the Western zodiac sign of astrology. What says? Water. Flora, jasmine, St. John's wort, motherwort, benzion. Stones, moonstone, rhodonite, garnet, labradorite. Is that real? Spellwork, self-care, calming, strong emotion, healing work for mental illness, lunar magic. I think we have some eclipses coming up. We have a full moon at some point in the next few days. If you want to lean into this, do some moon magic, some full moon work. Dive headfirst into the self-care is what I'm getting. Really be gentle with yourself. Give yourself grace. Know that you are magical, that you are special, that you are loved, that you are supported. I love you all so very much. Thank you for being here. I will see you next time. Bye.